Hello, beautiful Taurus family. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. I am Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. For this week's reading, we are using 2 decks with the word wisdom. The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed and Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radley Valentine. I didn't notice until after I did the first reading that Spirit had given me 2 decks with the word wisdom in the title. So, I guess we're all going to have to use our wisdom this coming week. This message will be posted on Friday, July 10th. So this is for the week following. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. That was my husband calling. My phone is on Do Not Disturb, but he's one of the people where it will ring through no matter what. So anyway, where were we? The 2 wisdom decks. And this will be posted on Friday, July 10th. So coming up that week is, well, what I'm all flustered now because of that. What I was going to say is, don't pay attention to the dates if you come to this after that. I'm sure there's a message here for you if the title caught your eye. That's what I was going to say. So on Tuesday, July 14th, there is a new moon in Cancer. This is going to bring about home, family, emotional things because Cancer is a sign of high emotion, of mothering energy. It also happens during Mercury retrograde. Now, Mercury retrograde is not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of people think it is. It may be bad for mechanical difficulties and things breaking and that sort of thing. But it doesn't mean that you need to stop everything you're doing in panic, right? If you've already started something, it's okay to finish that. But it's probably not good to start something new during Mercury retrograde. It can also bring about old things like thoughts about old friends, people you haven't seen. Some could come around in your life and you're like, wow, we haven't spoken in 2 years or something like that. So Mercury retrograde can bring about some past things. I should have said not old, but past things. It could even be, past projects, past people, past jobs, but things coming up that you haven't thought about in a while, that you haven't dealt with in a while, right? And this can be a very emotional time, this new moon in Cancer. So it's also a good time to set emotional boundaries, to deal with emotional things that you maybe have had on the back burner. And also being very honest about your emotions during this time. Okay, Taurus, let's get right to it now that I've said all that. From the Wisdom of the Oracle, you have Round and Round. This is card number 25, which is a 7, Reflection. So, and I just want to say it's really hot today here in Maine already this morning. It's only 7 o'clock in the morning. And we had a reprieve for one day with much cooler temperatures, but I have the air conditioner on, so I hope that's not interfering with you being able to hear me. So round and round, and you see the spirals there going into the oracle's face. It almost looks like kind of the shape of a seashell, right? So let's see what the message is for round and round for you. Round and round. The spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. So that kind of fits with Mercury retrograde, maybe, right? Something that's been happening over and over, or that's been in progress that isn't quite finished, or you haven't quite gotten it yet, right? A lesson not quite learned. Cycles you are challenged to break. That's a good one too. Revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. Okay, this goes right with the Mercury retrograde. Revisiting a pattern and seeing it in a new perspective, new eyes, fresh eyes, thinking about something that's been a pattern in your life that you may need to or want to change, right? Could be cycles that you're challenged to break. And that could be any type of a thing, right? Cycles, cycle of violence, right? Cycle of, for instance, this is what Spirit is putting on me to talk about. My mother did not have a good relationship with her mother. I did not have a good relationship with my mother, but I have tried to break that with my own daughter and having a better relationship with her. So that's kind of a cycle. And funny, my mother was a Taurus. But when I had a reading with a psychic, my great grandmother came in and said, one of the messages that she gave me was, you have done such a great job in breaking the cycle, in breaking the wheel of relationships. And I was like, wow, to see that acknowledged by my great grandmother, who passed away when I was maybe 5 or 6. I'm not positive, but I was really young. So think about that, round and round, something that you may need to break the cycle of, right? Many, many things come in cycles that we have to deal with. All right, we're going to face the camera down now, and we're going to look at what the tarot has to add to this round and round. Okay, my lovelies, let's see. What is the message from the tarot? We've had a few messages about communication coming through for Gemini and Aquarius, especially. I think there were quite a few. So if you have, well, I always suggest that you watch your sun sign and your rising sign, especially if you're over 40, let's say, because your rising sign becomes more increasingly important as you get older. Older and wiser, I would say. Okay, this card just wants to, what is that? Oh, the King of Pentacles. Good one, Taurus. Good one. King of Pentacles. Earth sign, that's you. King is the masculine side, top of the suit of Pentacles, in full charge of his money, of his investments, of his time, of his energy. So that's really good. That's a good one. I think you got something similar in your last reading. Money, time, energy, effort that you're putting into things. But these cards are very different. This deck is by Radley Valentine, and the channeled messages for the cards, of course, every tarot card has its basic meaning, the base meaning, but then each deck has a different feel to it, right? Hanging Man, love that. Accepting yourself and seeing something from a different perspective. That definitely builds on that message from the round and round, seeing a cycle in a different perspective or something like that. I'm probably not saying the exact word, but a pattern, that's what it was. Oh, and balance. So these cards have messages right on them. So sometimes it takes longer to do a reading with them because I read the entire message, because you never know who's going to need what part of that, right? There's typically a positive message and a challenge with each of these cards. King of Pentacles, Hanging Man, Balance, which I think is the Libra card, right? Is it? I don't know. Let me see. Oh, no, it's Temperance. Yeah. Temperance, Sagittarius energy with that one. Yeah, Temperance, or that Balance card, is perfect balance. Okay, Spirit, what are the next 3 cards, please? Thank you. Next 3 cards for my beautiful Taurus. People watching Taurus, Sun, Rising, Moon, or Venus, or even a cross watcher if you are involved with a Taurus and you're watching this. Oh my gosh, wow. All right, let me give these another different type of shuffle. First 3 came out relatively quickly. All right, here we go, Spirit. Well, okay. The Magician. Oh my goodness. Everything is at your fingertips. You have the power of all 4 suits. Magician is number 1. So that's something new. Oh my gosh. High Priestess following the Magician. And the 2 of Swords. Some kind of choice or decision. Wow, I can't believe the High Priestess and the Magician right next to each other in the same row. Taurus. What is happening? All righty. King of Pentacles. We talked about him. He's sitting on his throne. He's got that pentacle on his lap. Now, one thing about this is typically it's saying that he's ready for a rest because he's put in all the work. But let's see what this deck says. Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, grounded. A time of great success, financial security and prosperity. The Midas touch. Oh, that's cool. Everything turning out beautifully. A supportive parent and spouse, a good person to work for. So a good boss, a good supportive parent, or a good supportive spouse, the Midas touch. So the week following July 10th could be a very, very prosperous one for you. You could see raises, some sort of money coming in, but also the feeling of those good relationships with your parents, your spouse, or your boss. Nice. And then you have, this card is called Awakening, but it is the Hanging Man. A temporary pause for reflection and insight. An awakening where you see things in a whole new light. Embrace your own uniqueness. Also, charitable actions, right? Each of these is associated with an archangel. Well, not each of them, not the court cards. But this one is Archangel Shamuel. And you see him up there in the tree. So this is really accepting yourself as you are, loving yourself, right? Embracing your own uniqueness. Yeah, don't be afraid to be yourself. And then you have Balance, which is Temperance. This is Sagittarius energy, and this is Archangel Zadkiel. Come on. Oh my gosh, I can't see. Blending. I'll have to look at it this way. It's not focusing. Blending the ideas of others with your own to create something extraordinary. Successful compromise. The power of diversity. Self-control, patience, and balance. I love this. I love it. This is card number 14, which is a 5, and 5s are change, right? This is beautiful. So far, your reading is beautiful. This king energy, right? Prosperity, success, the good feeling about your relationships, awakening, accepting and loving yourself, seeing something in a different way, which harkens back to this round and round. And then the perfect balance of temperance. Whew. And then in your next row, you have the Magician and the High Priestess. Magic is alive in your life. What you need to be a success will manifest. If you believe it, you can do it. And this is Archangel Raziel. I think you pronounce it Raziel. Number 1, this is something new. Look at the Magician. It's the angel standing there with the wand and the sparks coming off it in his hand. I don't see that this card has... Oh, there, the pentacle is there. The infinity symbol is being made above there. There are the right side up and upside down triangles, which make the Metatron cube, right? The inkwell may be the cup, and then there's a feather. I had to find it because I know typically all 4 suits are shown. So the Magician, I mean, everything is at your fingertips. All the power is yours to create and do what it is that you want to do. But this one also says compromising or blending your ideas with another's ideas to create something beautiful. Then you have the High Priestess. So where the Magician is more like the grounded physical part of it, the High Priestess is more the intuition part of it. She is between endings and beginnings. This is the moon. This is the yin yang, right? And she's got a book. Well, she or he, it's kind of androgynous. It could be a man or a woman. The shooting star, the apple, and the book on her lap. Meditate. And this is Archangel Haniel. Meditate and turn inward to discover your soul's true desire, so you can then manifest it with the power of the Magician, my beautiful Taurians. This is not the time for action. Develop your intuitive gifts and trust the wisdom you receive. So you can't take action until you have fully grasped what it is that you're going to create. Okay, you need to get in touch with your guides, with your intuition, right? With your gut feelings before you move ahead with something. Before all that, you're accepting yourself, you're feeling good and comfortable and grateful about your spouse and your family. You're balancing things out with that temperance, you're blending ideas with another, you're compromising successfully. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful reading. And the last tarot card out for you is the Two of Swords, the Two of Air, being unable or unwilling to make a decision. Yeah, so when you have all this, then you're like, well, I don't know what I want to do next, or I don't know which job I want to take, or I don't know which house or car I want to buy. I don't know, those types of things. Maybe it's even, I don't know who I want to date, right? It depends. Follow your own heart rather than trying to make others happy. So important for everyone. We cannot do things, well, it's hard. I've got to, not major things, right? Of course, we want to make people happy, like give them a gift on their birthday or take them out for dinner. It's not talking about those types of things. It's talking about, well, my husband or parents really want me to take this job, so I should do it to please them. It's those types of things we don't want to do to please another. Pretending there is no problem. Overanalyzing a situation. All right, let's read this again. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision. Follow your own heart rather than trying to make others happy. Pretending there is not a problem. Overanalyzing a situation. So when we overanalyze or pretend there's nothing wrong, we are stuck not being able to make a decision or a choice. The card is beautiful, right? She has, and this is again Archangel Haniel. That's the second one. And the Two of Swords, she has the swords crossed in front of her heart. So you need to uncross the swords, and she's got a veil over her eyes. It looks like a veil of pearls. It's very pretty. So you need to take those things off, uncross the swords, take the veil, so you can actually see what your choices are. Yeah. I don't know why. So this is card number 2. But it has the Roman numeral 18. And I know this deck is very complicated. It has a lot of different things that you can look up. But anyway, 2s are balance and choice. This is your second mention of balance because you have it here with temperance. So, oh my gosh, Taurus, I really wonder what this week is going to bring in for you. With the Magician and the High Priestess, the biggest power couple there is in the deck. I feel like this week is going to be really important for you. Round and round. Remember to break cycles if that's what that, what that part of the message is for you. To revisit something with a new perspective, that hanging man, right? And to try, and if you feel like you've been doing something over and over without learning a lesson, this is the time to learn that lesson. And your animal oracle for the week. Look at that. Mama bear or daddy bear, either one. Black bear guardian, gentle and wise protector. Give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. And there's I think that's a butterfly in the background. There's flowers. There's a chickadee couple there. I mean, it's just a beautiful card showing love and compassion and caring and kindness. So that's a good way to close out this reading, my beautiful Taurians. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all of the views, likes, and subscribes. Until next week, peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.